U.S. Apache. Whoa, they got up there too. The Warpath.
The Warpath, your boat. I mean, I would take that boat anywhere.
Look at this boat handle. Whoa! They are on the Warpath. The Apache team is on the Warpath. They're going like mad.
I had that boat in 10-foot seas.
It is a sight to see. 90 miles an hour in these big seas, and nobody, I repeat, nobody is staying with them.
Hull 001 is the original world champion Warpath and the first Apache ever built.
Oh, yes. What happened was, I got involved in a business deal, and they wanted to go into the manufacturing business, which I had the Apache company. This was like in late 70s, I think it was. So we made a deal, and I had that boat in my shop 2 hours later. So I said, let's slay one up. So we put the crew on and we made the blue and tan. So now we got it all together, made the hull. We did, it took about 4 or 5 weeks. I make the patterns, templates, and all that stuff. And we had a Kevlar, you know, carbon fiber. And we got a big pair of motors from Cobra at the time. And Speedmaster 3s, which was the top of the line. And we said, let's go test. Now, we had no idea this boat's going to run. So we went and launched it, a hull over cut. And it was a kind of a nasty day that day. It was kicking up about 12, 15 mile an hour winds. So let's go. So we took it out, and we had it right out to the Gulf Stream. And then went south. And we were just cooking that baby. I mean, I didn't want to stop. It was like just perfect. We would fly, come down, had the right length. We would do 92 miles an hour in like 3 or 4 foot seas. And nobody's talking, just holding on, enjoying it, you know? And then finally we pulled it all back and we said, wow. And I said, all the years I've been racing, never experienced anything like this. This boat is unbelievable. So he says, let's go. We're going racing with the boat. And we entered it, and 3 races, we won the APBA World Championship right out of the box. There was nothing to compare with that boat. I mean, it was competition in the, going in and out of Malibu Square, but we went out to behind the reef, where it's kind of nasty, there's a bunch of currents out there. They couldn't keep up with us. And I said, let's make the Apache company. And that's when I started Apache Boats, and that was back in 1980, I think it was. And we started winning races with it. So people knew the name Apache. And a little recognition, that's at the very beginning. I mean, we went to the Bahamas, raced in the Bahamas around Freeport. We took first place with out of the box. I mean, that's a big race out there, an Apache, Mm-hmm. And it just had the right span for the waves, Left one, caught another, left one, caught another. And the faster you went, the better it rode. Because it bridged across the top. It went right like a freight train. I was amazed with it,
This won the open class, the very top class.
Yes, that was the top class. There was no super boat class because we all had to live under the UIM ruling for the cubic inch for the engines.
Okay.
So if we raced the boat here, we could bring the boat over to Europe. It's 500 cubic inches. Yeah, when they heard Apache, when they heard the name Apache, we were like the bad boys of offshore,
Wow.
Yeah, the Warpath, your boat. I mean, I would take that boat anywhere. I had that boat in 10-foot seas. It runs in any kind of seas. They were heavily done, the average, 11, 12,000 pounds or more per boat back then. There wasn't no light layups back then. Even though they were Kevlar, they still made them strong. You raise this section here so the water, when the water comes off the bottom, it comes up in a curl. And this way you bring the drives up higher and still get feet of water.
Look at the arm of Bob Sassetti, the magic throttle arm. It's right into that throttle arm, Phil. Show us how it's done, Bob.